Hello, everybody. This is session number 4 of our Pokemon campaign, Pokemon Spectrum. I am here once again with our 5 players, and we're just going to get right into it. So, I sort of prepped them for this warm up beforehand because I thought that they would need a little bit of time to think about it. So, I wanted to spend this warm up to try to get to know their Pokemon a little bit better, a little bit deeper. And so, my question for them is to try to think of something, um, some event that happened to their Pokemon, as in the Pokemon they created, not the Pokemon that they're acting as. The Pokemon they created, some sort of event that really impacted them, either in a good way or in a bad way. And if they say something that's contradictory to something, then I'll let them know. But it's meant to be a it's meant to be a collaborative exercise at the end of the day. Especially if feel free also if you tell your story and I'm okay with it, it doesn't contradict anything, and your partner wants to ask questions about it, so that because they're the one that's going to be acting as the Pokemon. If your partner who is playing your Pokemon has a question about it, please feel free to ask questions. So, who would like to go first?
So my initial thought with Fern, yeah, was just, Cassie got the egg, and then after she left Team Rocket along her travels, it hatched. And then, baby Fern was there. And so it wouldn't, like, the naivety wouldn't have come from anywhere. But if we want to go a way where it was sort of more of a coping mechanism or something like that, this could explain actually a few things about Fern, like her attachment to Cassie, regardless of Cassie's seeming affection toward her, and the fact she only has a single tail instead of 6 and that kind of thing. We could say that, yeah, she hatched instead while Cassie was still with Team Rocket. The Team Rocket grunt or whatever who had stolen the eggs or whatnot, and then they were passed on to the trainer, or whatever. And so maybe, yeah, she was more abused or beaten by him, being kind of the runt, being, they're trying to weed out the weak Pokemon or whatnot. And so that would explain, yeah, again, maybe her attachment with Cassie, why she only has a single tail, because for those of you who don't know, Vulpixes, at least according to the Pokedex, they start with a single straight tail, which then split and curl as they're given affection by their trainer.
I definitely think that Fern hatched while you were still in Team Rocket, just because, for consistency's sake,
Yeah,
in
because that was already mentioned. Yeah.
it was already mentioned that Fern says, "Oh, people in Team Rocket are nice."
It just could be her blocking it out. Like, they seem nice on the outside, so she might not even, like, registered
Right.
that she was actually abused.
Right.
Like, she was just probably, that's, like, normal.
Yeah, like that's just how they normally treat. Yeah. That's a very good point, Ella. Um, did you have any other questions about that, about what Riz just said, Ella? Because I think that's fine. What he said was perfectly fine for me.
Do you have any ideas of the identity of the Team Rocket trainer, Biz or Huck?
Who abused it? I do not believe that it was Claudia or Claudius.
Yeah, and those are the only two that I'm familiar with.
I think Claudia and Claudius would not have abused you. As far as who abused you, I don't have any. I personally don't have a character already ready. So if you want to just come up with some nameless Team Rocket person, that it's less about who the Team Rocket person is and more about what they did. So I'd like to focus more on what they did to you versus who actually did it. But I can at least tell you I don't think it was Claudius or Claudia.
We could just say they're the Taskmaster class. That's the abusive one, right?
I'll let Ella, why don't you think on it? Maybe if it ever comes up, you might be able to. If it ever comes up, you might be able to come up with the story of what happened and say it in a way that maybe in the back of Fern's mind she knows it was abuse, but like it's like she kind of knows off the back of her head, but she's trying to stay positive and not seeing it that way, I guess. Maybe she did something. Maybe she did something. It was actually her fault, or she feels it was her fault. Which unfortunately
Well,
is
people with abusive, yeah.
yeah. They
People
find
with abusive.
excuses, and think that it's their fault and not the other person's fault. Yeah.
This actually ties a little into why you is a little, I don't want to go into my ball. When Tiffany first got to him, it's, I don't want to get attached. He's not staying. Just go into your ball. Which, you know, for a small child, well, this is boring. I want to be where people are. And I'm discovering I can do nice, interesting things. Like I can climb up the wall and hang out on the ceiling. Which turned into his favorite game of wait till Tiffany gets on the phone, get onto the ceiling. When she walks by, drop onto her head. Which, when he's tiny and fits into her hand, it's more, okay, that's not nice. I will put you down. If you continue, you're going back into your ball. Until one day he hit a growth spurt, tried doing this, and it just dropped Tiffany because he was just too heavy now. It really freaked you out if I hurt her. Is this why she always puts me into ball? And then Tiffany got up and was just furious, locked herself in bathroom and started crying really, really bad. Like, oh my God, I've hurt her is the only thing going through Oo's head. Finally, she comes out, kneels down. Okay, I have not been fair to you. We need to work this out better. How much of this Ooh actually understood? She's just not mad at me, okay? Yeah, you're okay. Which has led to them changing what the relationship has become to now, where you're not hurting anyone, just go have fun. I'm trying to make place for you in my life. Just don't drop on my head anymore.
I could work with that.
When you said you actually said the words, I want to be where the people are. I was thinking, I want to be where the people are.
I was waiting for that joke to come up.
I want to see him dance. Okay.
Aww.
I need to see a music video now with you with like eyelashes during the entire part of your world song.
Yes.
Fans who are watching who can animate, get on
yes.
it.
This, I'm looking at you. Cool. You're good with that, Roma? You're good with that?
I can work with that, yeah.
No questions? No further questions?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest defining moments for Bullet was the first time Molly rode on his back. I imagine that as part of the program, I think that maybe they probably didn't have like a big flying area at the prison. They probably drove to another separate area and like supervised, of course. She was handcuffed and put into a van, and they went to the place. And
let's have all these convicts flying around. Yes.
No. So like just kind of like just a big exercise yard for flying Pokemon. So Molly, I think Bullet was probably a Golbat at this time. And so Molly got onto his back, and I imagine she was carrying like her prison ID and some papers and stuff just to show. But I think she was carrying it in her pocket. And when they took off and started flying around, I think maybe she dropped her papers, and Bullet realized this and kind of zipped back and was able to catch them just before they hit the ground. And it impressed Molly a lot, and it also thrilled Bullet to the point where now he makes these reckless things to show off how fast he is. And as we've seen in the past couple episodes, it doesn't always work out in his benefit. but he loves being fast and trying to impress people with how fast he is. I think that was the start of it.
Questions, Riz? Can you work with that?
Yeah, I already have been, so that works.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking with Lux, he was probably used as a weapon of some sort, or just as a tool of some thieving group. I wouldn't even say one individual. One individual for sure was sort of the taskmaster role in Lux's life, basically using him to, even if it wasn't to just knock people out or make them go insane or kill them because of seeing what's underneath the hoodie. It's the fear that could happen, I think, was something that the previous owner would have used against, would have used to get what they wanted out of the victim. Just the fear of someone thinking they're going to die by seeing Lux was enough to get things done. So I think there was a point in Lux's life where he decided he wasn't going to do it anymore. And that's when the abuse really started. He was already getting abused just from a training perspective. But so and even to fight and stuff. So he has like some tenacity behind him, but he just got to a point where he didn't want to do it anymore. He didn't want to hurt people. And then the physical abuse started, and which eventually led to him being left for dead in a dumpster. And that's when Chase comes into play.
Okay.
Cool. I like that. Are you good with that, Petra?
Yeah.
No questions?
Nope. More toys
Okay.
to play with.
Cool.
Okay, I imagine a defining event for Remy, maybe this could be a cause of why Remy doesn't really appreciate humans that much. Remy was staying at a shelter of some form for people without homes and stuff with Fabian and Nor when they first showed up. Didn't have a lot of money, so they stayed there. And yeah, Nor was out getting money. One day, Fabian was out, and Nor couldn't bring Remy with her because she didn't want him involved with anything shady. So Remy was kind of like left at the shelter alone for a little while. And yeah, since Remy was a pet of a sidekick, people kind of treated him with disdain, distrust, and yeah, like maybe even like stole some of the food and stuff. And maybe Remy had to like defend like what stuff the family had from being stolen from these people, because they're like, psychic, probably stealing our stuff without even knowing it. Might as well steal back.
All right. Cool. Thank you guys. Really interesting stuff. So let's get to where we left off. So when we last left off our heroes, they were sort of caught in the dream zone. I think that's what they refer to it, is the dream zone, the dream world. Not the fade. The thing that's totally not the fade. Totally not the fade.
Yeah.
There's actually a Pokemon game about the dream world of Pokemon.
Yes, it actually is a thing in the game. So I guess we're gonna start actually with what's going on in the real world with the Pokemon. Roma, just bear with me. I'm gonna get to you. So I thank you in ahead of time for your patience. The last we saw them, they were trying to wake Fabian up. And I think Remy was trying to wake him up by doing what? Remind me again.
He leapt on the bed and then jumped off the bed to hang off the hanging Fabian. So Fabian's upside down and Remy's basically clawing up or hanging on with, like basically biting onto the clothes and like pulling on the clothes while hanging off the floating body.
You're trying to bite into his clothes, pulling off the clothes, trying to, I guess, shake him awake or do something. And the kid seems to be too deep into whatever trance he's in. Anyone who tries to do anything to wake him up, I will say, is not going to be successful at waking him up. What do the four of you do or say?
We should get help.
Who are we going to get help from?
This is an apartment building, right? There's got to be other people around. There's other...
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think we should be bringing other humans into this thing right now. We've got some problems going on here, and they have to do with Noir.
Noir?
He lets go of Fabian, drops to the floor, points his nose out the door. Her.
Are you saying that she's doing this?
I don't think she's doing this. He's doing this. But right now, there's a lot of psychic doing something, and we don't want people seeing that there's psychics doing nothing.
Maybe you should close the door.
I think that door's not closing anymore.
No.
Yeah.
The hole in it says so.
Oh no, not that door. Fern kind of like points to the door where Chase was standing.
Oh, jeez. Was that left
Before-
open?
Yeah.
So I did just come in. Yes, we should. Good point. Sorry.
I will get to her. I kind of sort of have hands.
You have a hand? You could have just opened this door.
I offered. Batty over there decided to charge.
I thought that's what we were supposed to do. Looks at Remy like kind of confused.
It looked very cool.
Slowly walks off to go shut door.
Okay.
And
so
Hark, you
can't
said
wake up.
that Fabian looks content, right?
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's. I mean, he's.
And it doesn't look
he's
like
in the
no
zone.
obvious signs of stress, at least.
No
or anything.
stress. He's very zen right now.
Okay.
I mean, think anyone who's meditating. Very zen.
Okay. I think it was actually Lux that knew it was Aura last time. Would he know
does.
that's normal?
He knows that it exists in the world, it's just extremely rare.
Okay.
And I don't think that Lux knows enough about Aura to know what exactly is happening and why you can think that it's connected with what's happening with your trainers, if you think it's related in any way.
Okay, good to know.
But would we, as Pokemon, know of any other Pokemon that might cause this sort of thing?
Jigglypuff can definitely make people fall asleep.
Yes.
But I don't think you guys have heard any Jigglypuff or seen a Jigglypuff. I mean, hypnosis is a very common ability, but
Mhm.
I don't think
But
any
none
of
of
you
us like
witnessed.
heard or detected anything like that.
Yeah. So, as far as Aura goes, I mean, Rillo and all of its
Evolutions. Stages.
evolutions are best known for being able to manipulate Aura.
Mm.
Because Aura is something that can be manipulated by any living creature. I think that it's more common in Pokemon than it is on humans.
Remy will go to the window, jump up on the ledge, unlatch
Okay.
it with his nose.
Okay.
And I need some help. I need some help opening the window. We gotta look outside.
Bullet will look
Remy,
to Lux.
not you, Remy. Not you. not you, Bullet. Little guy,
Also, looks to Lux.
run, get over here.
Runt. I'm perfectly normal height for my species. Slams door. Stomps over. What am I doing now?
Open this thing.
Okay. Would he be able to open it?
Roll an athletics to climb up there because you can't float. You can't levitate.
Can Fern give Lux a boost?
Sure,
Like-
Fern, roll an
She
athletics.
knows how to jump
as
up there.
I'll just like stand on top of it.
Skills. I know what things are called. Athletics.
Yes, please.
9.
Oh, that's nice.
And then for Ella, 6. All right. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes you a bit of time, but you know you're not under duress, so you'll eventually manage to make it up to the windowsill, and then you'll be able to open it because I think Remy already
Latched it.
unlatched
Okay.
it. Yeah. You open it and a breeze starts to go into the room. The curtains start to flutter a bit, and outside is relatively quiet. Relatively quiet outside. I would say you guys are probably on the. We're gonna say that you're on the lucky number 7th floor.
It's a good thing Chase didn't jump out.
I totally just caught something. Okay, so once the window's open, I'm assuming Bullet is larger than the window at this point. He's a large creature, right? He's not getting through this without taking out some drywall.
I think it would be challenging for him to go out the window.
Definitely have to tuck his wings in.
Yeah, he possibly can squeeze in, but I think he would need assistance squeezing out of the window.
Give me a boost. What's your name again? Bats?
Bats.
I'm Bullet.
Give me a boost up there. I'll help pull you from the other side of the window.
Okay. So is she
Is
already
there a
on the
fire
bridge?
escape?
Is there a fire escape?
Oh, that's
actually?
true. Is it just an immediate drop?
I know if there was a fire escape, Chase would have been safe, and I'm pretty sure that the consensus is that he would not have been safe. So, yeah, Remy will also help push Remy Bullet out if that's possible.
Okay.
We need to get just an aerial here. Can you check the roof, check the surrounding area, and then come back immediately?
Yeah, sure. So is he free to be outside then?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
Then
can.
he'll take off to the skies and start just flying around, looking beneath him. Do you want me to roll perception?
Please.
All right. 9.
9?
Mhm.
All right. I'm going to say that I don't think you see anything out of the ordinary necessarily while flying around, but one Pokemon that you sort of recognize, because I think you've seen this Pokemon before the other day, is perched on a tree nearby, and it is a Murkrow, currently chewing on some pens. The Murkrow is currently on a pen. The Murkrow does not seem to be with its trainer at this moment, though. But there appears to be something attached to its claw, like it's like something wrapped around its claw right now, like a piece of paper.
Okay. And you can't tell, like, oh, it's just paper. You could tell that much.
You'd have to fly closer to the Murkrow.
Oh yeah, Bullet gladly will swoop down.
You're gonna you swoop down, and the Murkrow will see you right away. It'll still chewing on the pen, and the Murkrow will say, "Is it safe?" It's a female. "Is it safe yet?"
Well, he swooped in, looking rather friendly, but upon hearing that, looked a little bit more confused, and so he'll just kind of like stop on the branch beside the Murkrow. I assume it would be light enough, or he could do that. Let's cock his head a bit. I mean, is what safe?
She said, "I saw. Is it okay? Purloin? Is it how you pronounce that Pokemon? There's a cat Pokemon named Purloin.
That's how I say it.
Sounds right.
Purloin. Okay, and she says, there was a black purloin that was about to cross my path. I didn't want to continue flying until it was safely away. I think it's gone, although it's hard to tell in the light, you see. And not that there's anything wrong with black purloins. I've got nothing against black purloins, just when they're, crossing, I let them have their way."
So he'll like lean over, over the branch a bit and glance around and say, "Well, I didn't see anything on my way down, if that helps."
She says, "Oh, good." She says, "That means I can continue on with my merry way."
Wait.
You look familiar," she says.
Oh? From what?
"I feel like I've seen you before. There aren't that many Crobats in this area."
Well, you have to have a really good trainer to be a Crobat.
She will nod. "What is it that I can do for you?"
Oh, yes, exactly. Could you come back with me to an apartment really quick?
To your apartment? Oh. And she starts to blush a little bit. Well, I don't know. This is going really fast. I knew I should have checked the horoscopes today. Oh, what do I do? Should I say yes? Should I say no?
Yes.
So out of character, I don't know if you necessarily would know this, Petra, but Inky is very, very superstitious.
Okay.
So that's sort of like one of her quirks, other than wanting to chew pens. In fact,
Yeah.
part of the reason why she chews pens is normally when she's nervous about something superstitious, like if somebody spilled over a table salt, or if like Arceus forsaken thing happens, like breaks a mirror, like she starts chewing on some pens because she's like, oh, something bad's gonna happen now. So how do you respond to that when she's talking about the horoscopes?
I was just gonna like start edging, toward, in the direction of the apartment building. Just come on, we've got people waiting for us.
Wait, oh, more than one? Oh, I don't know if I'm that kind of a Pokemon, she says. I don't know if I can take more than one.
Well, we're still not sure exactly what's going on, but we figure that maybe you could help.
She looks a little confused. Help? Help with what?
Well, you see, a lot of our humans are unconscious right now. Well, all of them, really.
Unconscious? What did they do? None of them broke a mirror, did they?
He'll shudder a little bit. Like, I don't think so.
Because if they did, I'm hoping that they wouldn't be knocked out cold for 7 years.
7 years? He starts to panic a little bit.
Well, I suppose I could help. I'm not really sure how much I could do. You said that they live in an apartment.
He'll just quickly nod. Yes, follow me. And with that, he'll just take off.
Well, what floor? She asks.
Well, he took off, so she'll have to follow if she wants to see.
She'll follow over, and she'll get to the window, and you can see her starting to count from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 7. Oh, 7. Yes, she says. I hit the jackpot.
Thank goodness, not 4.
Yes, or 13 for that matter.
Or 8, or yeah, 13.
If it was 13, she would not be setting foot into that floor.
But good luck, hey,
She will fly into the windowsill, and she will see Fabian floating, because that's the window that you guys opened. And she says, my, what's going on with him? I don't think I've ever seen a psychic levitating upside down like that before. And she sort of turns her head almost upside down.
I guess Bullet right now is just kind of like trying to wriggle his way back through the window.
Oh, sorry.
Don't look like helpful. Probably it's like falling off the windowsill.
Oh.
Tumbling over and slipping.
But yeah, no, we have no idea what's going on right now.
I see you brought someone.
Yeah.
And you look familiar there, Crow.
Oh, yes. My name is Inky. I'm not sure if any of you read the papers, the Almia News, but my trainer is Keith Carmel.
The news, huh?
She nods.
Ooh, are you famous?
Oh, me, I'm not famous, but I think he's trying to make a name for himself. He's quite a good writer, I think.
Ooh.
I'm starting to think you brought the
Can you
wrong
read?
Pokemon.
What
was that, Ella?
Furnace goes, can you read?
I can read, yes. Keith taught me.
Ooh. Ooh.
Interesting.
Is there anything that you can read around here that will help?
She looks around the room, and you can tell that she's reading things around the room, but then she'll shake her head and say, I don't think there's anything here that explains why your friend is floating up in the air.
No conveniently posted instructions on the wall.
Does Cassie have any books on the occult or anything?
If she ever owned some, I don't think she would have taken it, so unfortunately I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, she would have, Pokemon reference books maybe, but strictly occult, I wouldn't say so.
You said that there were several people here who are unconscious. Where? Because you're still in Fabian's room.
Yeah. and bullets through the window successfully, right?
Yeah, I don't know how Remy feels about this all of a sudden.
Yeah.
If so, yeah, Bullet will just, yeah, right over here, come on, and he'll start quickly like wing crawling into the next room.
You go over
You're really
to the
smart,
next room. All right. Well, Inky, if nobody stops her, is going to like fly over to the next room, and then she's gonna gasp. What sort of black magic is this? And then she
Oh,
goes,
salad.
Ah, it's black magic. Okay. I guess that's something.
Indeed.
I mean, couldn't this just be like hypnosis or something?
She says, well, this is a very powerful hypnosis if it's able to knock out 5 humans at once. Was it at once?
I mean,
More or
with respect
less.
toward the others, yeah.
I'm not a nurse. No Nurse Joy. I don't know if I personally could help them. Oh, but maybe I could find help. I was on my way over to deliver this message to someone in Cerulean City, but I know somebody in Cerulean City who might be able to help.
Let's go get them.
Wait.
Right idea, right, boss?
So you're a messaging pigeon?
Well, sometimes I do deliver messages for Keith, yes. I can move a lot faster than him, and sometimes I can carry... I actually can carry a relatively large weight, despite my size.
Bullet will puff out his chest a little like, I deliver messages too.
Yeah,
Yes.
To blow up.
She says, and she's sort of looking very admiringly at Bullet while blushing. Oh.
Sorry, did someone else? I thought I heard someone else starting to say something.
Oh no, I just said big packages that blow up is what Remy says.
Oh.
Lux was more patting chest. Yes, we know.
That wasn't his fault.
If you think someone in Cerulean could help, I can go out. I don't mind.
Oh. Well, I mean, I wasn't necessarily going to... Sure, you can come with. Yes, of course. She looks very excited at the idea of Bullet going with her.
I think you guys make a good team.
Oh, well, thank you. What is your name?
Oh, Fern. Nice to
Fern.
meet you. Inky?
It's good to meet you, she says, and she'll hold out a wing to shake.
It's her paw.
Oh my,
Thank you.
she says, you're quite chilly, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. It's good when it's hot.
I would think so. How long have your friends here been, I guess, asleep?
Probably about 3 or 4 minutes,
Okay.
right? I'm guessing.
That's just a good question out of
Less.
character.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Has
that.
anyone tried anything
Wait.
like, I don't know, throwing water at them or, I don't know what else you can do,
Water.
tickling them with a feather or something?
Well, none of us really have.
Yes, I
feathers.
should have water and hoodie. Proceeds to go into Chase's hoodie, take out the other bottle of water from that session, and proceeds to unscrew it and dump it in Chase's face.
Okay, you dump it into Chase's face. Let's shift over to
Okay.
the dream world right now.
I like to imagine all
So-
of us.
That's all it took.
So the 5 of you, so the 5 trainers are in the dream world, and while you guys are, going around the doors, Chase, you start to feel this really weird wet sensation, and then all of a sudden there's like this big wave of water that comes out of nowhere, and kind of like washes over you. It actually knocks you on your back, and you're soaking wet.
I don't like
You do
this
not wake
place.
up. You do
I
not
don't
wake
like
up.
this
though.
place. Are you kidding? Okay.
Wow, maybe they'll teach you not to accuse people of blowing up buildings.
To be fair, all evidence so far does kind of point in that direction.
I was working that day. I couldn't have been in Cerulean what city is it? Celadon City.
What other city we live in?
Saffron City, yes.
Yeah. Oh no, I was saying I couldn't have been in Celadon City because I was in Saffron City that morning working. Tiffany, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do you remember there was like an old man that came in, old couple pot or something, came in looking for food.
At this point, Chase will start to walk away. He doesn't want to ask her what the color above green is for pins. So he'll walk back to the red door,
Dripping.
open it, dripping, and he unzips his hoodie all the way and walks to the red door.
Yeah, you can open the red door, and it'll still have the view of the playground and the sandbox still.
Chase will go to the sandbox and sit in it.
Okay.
And he'll take off his sweatshirt.
Okay.
Do it right now.
What happens next?
With the sweatshirt off, does he look injured in this world, or?
I would say that he doesn't look injured at all
Okay.
in this world. He would look normal in this world, even if he was injured in real life. But
I was just gonna make some knowledge checks.
okay,
I would also like to do either knowledge or perception.
sure.
I will roll perception.
And I think last time I rolled Pokemon education because I'm pretty sure Cassie got like info about Cresselia, right? So I guess like I could roll occult now. Occult
Yeah.
or perception. Like, what do you think would be? I guess that depends on what I'm doing, huh?
Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to do.
Well, could I do both then in that case? Perception
Sure.
first to kind of better gauge things, and then occult. Okay.
I would also like to do that.
Perception
Wow.
and then occult.
Okay. So for perception, you're not going to get much from other than what I've already told you. There isn't. I don't think anything else in particular would be significant or catch your eye.
But no way to like
but
connect the dots, maybe.
connect the dots between.
Like it's
between
just
what?
like we see all the doors and all the different
Yeah.
gold, silver, crystal
Oh,
kind of stuff.
what the significance
and
is?
we've seen the inside.
Yes.
Yeah, would we be able
Yeah.
to piece together like, well, based upon all of this, standalone doesn't really mean much, but all together.
All right. I'll say that with Tiffany's role,
No.
I don't think that Tiffany's gonna know anything extra. For Cassie,
I could spend
Okay.
an action point and make it 11 if that would help.
yeah, that would help. That would actually help. Let me ask you this: how religious or spiritual is Cassie? As in, and by that I mean how. I think that there is concrete evidence that legendary Pokemon exist.
Yeah.
Whether or not you see them as gods is up to you. So let me start with that question.
I would say she certainly believes that the Pokemon exist as they are. She wouldn't like worship them or revere them as gods, and she would likely doubt some of the more far out abilities, But she certainly has done, some, reading up on them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
as far as like whether Arceus really created everything, she doubts that, but she knows that that's, like the big story and everything.
Okay. So, since you've established that you guys are in the Dream Zone, this is Cressila's realm, you have a feeling that... So Cressila is at least classically thought of as being a good Pokemon.
Yeah.
You have a feeling that these doors are meant to tell you something. And some of you may be able to interpret what that something is or theorize what that something is. If it's not clear now, it might be clear later. But Cressila can't directly communicate with you guys except through dreams, obviously, because this is her realm. So that's
So
what I'll
if it's
say.
a-
Go ahead.
So if it's a realm of dreams, would intuition, like gut instincts and
Yes.
be
Yes.
help piece together?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Please do roll intuition dice. 8.
8. Right now it looks like Tiffany's the highest one. Tiffany, how religious is your character?
Believes these are really just old ancient Pokemon that are powerful, doesn't think they're gods.
Doesn't think they're gods. Okay. I had one the last person, 7. Okay. I'll say that Tiffany believes that the things behind these doors are things that need to be addressed. Like the message, you feel like the message is, each of the things that are behind these doors are things that Cressila or somebody else, maybe one of the other legendary Pokemon, wants you to address in some way, and by doing so, it would, to put in layman's terms, give you mad brownie points if you address these things. Why they picked you to address these things, who knows? What do you get out of addressing these things? If you get anything out of addressing these things versus just ignoring these visions completely, or what the consequences of those visions would be, what the consequences of ignoring these visions would be, who knows? So, I don't know if you want to express that to the rest of the group.
Okay, it's been forever since I had to think about this. Chrysalis is the dream god, air quotes, Pokemon, right?
So Cassie will just, look over and nod confirmation.
Okay, so I don't know what any of us personally did to grab its attention, but maybe that's what's going on.
No, I definitely think this is Cressilia's doing. Whatever the reason.
I just don't know why us and...
So, is it just Cresselia or any other legendaries involved in this? Well,
I am the wrong person to ask.
I mean, I haven't really
Okay.
heard about Cresselia working with other legendary Pokemon.
Well, nightmares and dreams are closely connected. Aren't they two sides of the same coin?
Well, we better hope that there's no Darkrai involved.
Have you looked in the place we are in? This is highly hospitable.
Yeah,
It's
because
not-
that tidal wave out of nowhere was weird.
Molly, are you in any way allergic to anything? Just out of curiosity.
I haven't thought about that. I don't believe she is.
Okay. Well, Molly, you're starting to get a little bit of a tickle on your nose. You're starting to get a tickle on your
Okay.
nose, and suddenly
All
you
right.
start having this urge to sneeze, and it's very visual in your face, like you're trying really hard not to sneeze, but it's coming, and it's gonna feel really
Like,
good.
when it's
It'll feel
caused.
so good if you just sneeze. It's like your body is like tempting you. You know you want to do it. You know you want to sneeze. Come on, it'll feel good.
Oh, the cool kids are doing it.
It's like she goes, oh, what's happening? Come on. She starts rubbing her nose.
Yeah, she looks very uncomfortable.
Molly, are you okay?
It's like it's stuck here.
What is?
It's almost like somebody's tickling your nose with a feather.
Okay. So she's says, I don't know, I feel like something itches here.
Cassie's concern gradually starts to melt away.
And she's kind of, but it won't go away. I don't know what's happening.
It'll end up, so after you say that, it ends up going away after a few more seconds, and it'll stop.
Okay. And she rubs her face and okay, it's gone now. It's all right.
You're okay now? We're good?
I think so. I don't know if Cresselia's behind this. I don't know what the point of that was.
Well, we're dreaming, so something's happening to our bodies, maybe not that far of a stretch.
Well, Bullet doesn't have feathers. Arceus, I hope he didn't bust open a pillow and it's using it to tickle us or something.
Oh.
Seeing him just biting and like viciously shaking a pillow.
Cassie, you're starting to feel a sensation, and it's weird. It's on your foot. It's like this tickling sensation on your foot, and you look down onto your feet, and you're barefoot all of a sudden. Suddenly, you didn't remove your shoes, but all of a sudden you're barefoot. And even though you're standing on the ground, it still feels like something is tickling the bottom of your foot. Your left foot. Actually, no, it would be your right foot. It'll be your right foot, not your left foot.
Why does that have
Specifically.
significance? Okay. Well, you know, a little startled though, she'll like quickly shift her way to the side and lift her foot, just see if there's anything either on the ground or on the underside.
You'll lift up your foot, and as you lift up the foot, there's this like ghostly looking feather. It looks like it's trying to tickle you.
It's just so. Can I roll another occult for that?
Yeah.
11.
11. I'm gonna say that Cassie's smart enough to deduce that somebody on the other side is trying to wake you up, possibly by tickling you awake.
Okay. So her face contorts just a little bit as she tries not to laugh, but you know, she'll look up toward the others. You know, she sets her foot back down and say, "Yeah, I think they're definitely trying to wake us up on the other side."
So we're in a pretty deep sleep then.
Yeah, it seems that way. As she shifts from foot to foot now.
Oh,
What was
let's
everyone
catch up on some
doing
Z's.
before they... Sorry?
Well, at least we're catching up on some Z's.
Let's shift back over to what's happening with the Pokemon. So, meanwhile, what's happening to the Pokemon? They have
He's hard at work.
Inky's hard at work. So they removed Cassie's shoes and socks, and Inky had just finished like trying to tickle her right foot, and she says, "No, I tried to make that one sneeze. I tried to tickle this one, but it's not working out. I think I'm at a loss of anything else to do other than trying to get help from my friends over in Cerulean City."
And for the record, I've checked my moves. I don't think there's anything I could do that wouldn't seriously hurt someone.
Well, why don't we do that? Bullet and I will rush over to Cerulean City. Should take us not much of a problem. And I think between the two of us, we can bring our friends back.
Yeah, we'll be back in no time.
I'll watch over the bodies.
Well, that's perfect. And so, I guess she will make her way back to the windowsill and fly out. So, you guys are flying, and Inky is fast, but not as fast as you, Bullet. So, are you going to fly ahead of her to get to Cerulean City? Or are you going to try to keep in pace with her? She's not slow. She's just not as fast as you.
Yeah. At first, Bullet would have been a little bit ahead of her, and then you like stopped, and then gone a little bit ahead again. But eventually, he just learned to keep pace, considering he's following her lead anyway.
Yeah. Oh, you're a quick one, aren't you? She says. I can hardly keep up, and I didn't think I was that slow.
Well, if you think you could hold on, I don't mind giving you a lift.
Oh, she says, I suppose that would probably get us there faster.
Yeah, it's no worries at all. And you know, he'll start to go down, but not like in a dive.
Yeah.
He'll, glance back and see if she's gonna follow.
Yeah, she'll follow down, and she basically will take her claws and grab a hold of the saddle, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you can start to pick up the pace. And Inky will say, well, this is quite a switch. I've never had someone fly me before.
Yeah, I do this all the time. It's my job.
You said you're delivery Pokemon.
Yep.
How long have you been doing that for?
Oh, well, I mean, I've been training for it basically my whole life. But, and how long has Molly actually been working that?
Since she left prison, about 6 months to a year.
Okay, so yeah, we've been working this job about a year now.
She said, wow. Which one of the people back over there is yours?
Oh,
The one
mine's
she-
Molly, and it'll just briefly describe her.
Oh, yes. The one I was trying to tickle her nose with. Trying to tickle her nose.
Yeah. Well, he would have nodded, but he's flying. Yep, that's the one.
So, well, I would say that she seems nice, but honestly, I don't know that much about her. So I'm going to assume she's nice if you're nice.
Oh, she's very nice. No, yeah, you'll have to meet her once she wakes up again.
How did you two meet?
Well, fun story, that one. You see, Molly was in prison, and
Oh.
they had this program out where the prisoners were given Pokemon, and she took care of me since I was a little baby.
Wow. If you don't mind me asking, what was she in prison for?
She stole something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
So he would shrug, but it's hardly noticeable since he's flying. I'll just say, she stole something, but it wasn't anything big.
And with that, she kind of nods and says, "Oh, well, hopefully she doesn't have you stealing anything now."
He'll chuckle a little and say, "Oh no, trust me, we're way past all that stuff. We're good now."
Well, that's good to hear. That's very good to hear. She says, "So," she says, "you have a very good trainer. Do you know any other Pokemon? Do you have any other Pokemon friends? Female Pokemon friends?" She asks. Not being subtle at all. Even though I think she's trying to be, but she's failing at it miserably.
So he'll just, cock his head slightly in thought and say, "Well, we never really had time to really get to know anybody on the job, but I have started meeting people recently."
Oh, well, okay, but nobody particularly of note.
Well, I mean, I guess not. Why?
Oh, nothing. She says, "I was just curious, I figured if somebody is so kind enough to give me a ride all the way to Cerulean City, I might as well, get to know them a little bit better."
Fair. Well, how about you? Any female friends in particular?
Oh, I have plenty of female friends. Yes, I have a Pidgey friend, Spearow friend. I also have, I'm sorry, what's the Pokemon? The Hoot Hoot?
Yeah, hoot hoot.
I have a Hoot Hoot friend who is quite a hoot. Yes, sorry. But I haven't really had a chance to spend much time with him lately, just because. Oh well, we're very, very busy at the office.
Well, I bet. How do you help your trainer?
She says, "Oh, you're gonna laugh at this, but I'm actually quite good at proofreading."
Really?
Yes. He basically did train me how to read, and that led me to read more books and more books. And eventually I ended up having a knack for picking out things in sentences, minor things that are either grammatically incorrect, things of that nature. I am very good at what I do. Really, I am, she says. If I do say so myself.
I'm not even sure Bullet knows what grammatically correct would mean.
Yeah, considering how Molly can't read very well.
Yeah, I mean,